Hey, Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com, again another wine review. Like always, and this time we've got a Chardonnay from a actual winery, and this is an estate wine. It's from California. It's the J Lohr Riverstone Arroyo Seco Chardonnay 2023. Arroyo Seco translates to dry riverbed, and that's where the Riverstone comes in. There are stones that are embedded into the ground of the vineyard. And when the sun beats down on the vineyard, the earth warms up, but the stones hold on to the heat. So when you have cold snaps in the spring or in the fall, the vines are protected because they have this warmth of the ground. And plus it adds a little minerality to it, so it's kind of a good place to plant vineyards. And Arroyo Seco is on the north end. It runs into the Monterey Bay, and it kind of runs southeast across the riverbed. And it in the Monterey Bay, on the Monterey Bay, there's this blue dot that is the coldest spot in the entire ocean. So you got cool breezes coming in, but the farther down the Arroyo Seco you get, the warmer it gets. But I'm not sure where. J Lohr has been around since 1974. They're family-owned, still family-owned after all these years. And this is a estate wine. They have vineyards in Arroyo Seco. And it's pretty good. One thing I kind of like, when I'm doing Trader Joe's wines or anything, sometimes Costco has some information. They tell you why you like this wine. I like to know why I like a wine, and they tell me here. So you got a family-owned winery that knows their vineyards. You've got a good location. Arroyo Seco is kind of an interesting place. It's in a arid zone. The rain goes on the other side of the mountain. So you get very little water here, which is kind of good. Grapes that struggle supposedly taste better. I've heard both ways on that, but I know it kind of works that way. I'm gonna take a sip. This is a barrel fermented wine rather than stainless steel. And 62% of the wine also underwent malolactic fermentation. Red wine almost always. It's a rare red wine that doesn't undergo malolactic. It turns the tart grape that is naturally in grapes to a lactose type of acidity. And it helps when you add oak to a wine. It just marries it better than the sharpness does. But it's only 62% of it was malolactic. The other part was the sharp wine, so you get this mix of the two. It was then, after it was fermented, they switched it over to barrels to age for 7 to 9 months. Each lot had a different aging thing. And they used American oak, French oak, and Hungarian oak. Hungarian oak and French oak are the same species and can almost be used interchangeably, but the better wines always use French just because, I don't know. American oak gives you the chocolate and vanilla thing that people like. It's got a wider grain, but you see it work. In France, they would never use it on a wine, but this ain't France. And they use clones. Clones are important in wine, and something about value-priced wines, they never tell you the clones. Sometimes they don't care. They're just grabbing what they got that are good grapes, and they're not really looking for this clone, that clone, how they all intermingle with each other. But here they've got like 9 different grapes, 9 different clones. And it's like roses. There's single rose, a double rose, all these different colors, all these different things, bush rose. The different clones for the Chardonnays all bring something different to the wine, so you can have 100% Chardonnay wine, which this is, but you're mixing different flavors together even though it's all Chardonnay. Cool, huh? I'm gonna take another sip. This is kind of lemon curd, peach, pear, coconut milk, butterscotch, vanilla, stone fruit. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's got a good weight to it. There's probably more flavors in there if you keep on looking at it. Well, this is not the time to be examining the wine, but it does have some really interesting flavors. Some interesting spice, soft spice. A creamy texture, which is nice. They stir the lees, and you get creaminess and a saltiness, a salty effect. I don't get the salt here, but I get the creaminess. This is a wine I found for $12.99, and I looked on the web, and it's about $12.99 everywhere, at least in that ballpark, a buck or so either way. And for an estate wine from an established, top-notch winery, and these guys are good, that's a really nice price for a wine. So if you're looking for a quality Chardonnay, and they changed their label in the last few years, it's kind of pretty now. It used to be more traditional. Now it's kind of a pretty label. If you're looking for something for the table, this would really go well with different meals. It's got enough body that can stand up to a few things. I don't know if you want a steak with this, but you might get away with that, but other things would be just fine. Pork, of course, anything else, salads, whatever. Or just sip. It's smooth enough to just sip. I'm going to take one more sip, and I'm going to wrap this right up. It's a good tasting Chardonnay. That's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwineplanner.com. Like us, we like your podcast. This was the J Lohr Riverstone Arroyo Seco Chardonnay 2023. It's a good one. We got a couple more wines coming up. Oh, a bunch more coming up. So I'll be talking to you. Bye-bye.